Mark Vonner. He's the founder and CEO of the Veterans Development Corporation, is joining us in studio live today to talk a little bit about his business. But before we even get there, Mark is a recipient of the U.S. Marine Corps Expeditionary Medal, one of the oldest decorations still issued to active duty personnel. Thanks for joining us on the program. I really do appreciate you coming in studio and talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
So this was a new one for me. I honestly wasn't aware of the program and wasn't really aware that this existed, to this specific program here. So talk to me about the SDVOSB, the Service Disabled Veteran Owned Small Business Program. How does it work, and who's taking advantage of it today?
Okay, so quickly, it was founded in 2003. President Bush, George Bush II, founded it, and we got the law passed late 2003 giving service-disabled, veteran-owned small businesses a set-aside program within the federal government. Having that been said, it started out very slowly, but in 2007, the VA healthcare system went across the board, giving all contracts to service-disabled, veteran-owned small businesses.
Okay. So effectively, this is a program that allows government contracts to be issued and specifically spells out that dollar amounts for government contracts go to service-disabled veterans-owned businesses. What do you need to be there to qualify? I mean, we'll get into what your business does in a few moments here, but can I be a portion owner of a small business, and what sort of contracts are we seeing government issue these to for these service-disabled businesses?
Sure. The amount of work that's coming out of there right now is $10 million and below.
Okay.
So what happens is they get into these small pods of money within the VA healthcare system all over the country. They call them MATOCs, multiple award task order contracts.
Yep.
You vie to get into that contract through your qualifications.
Okay.
Based on that qualification, then you're certified and verified by the VA through the CVE Center for Veteran Entrepreneurial Enterprise.
Okay.
They certify that you are service-connected with a disability. Once that happens, they verify your service, and then you are certified. And then you can start bidding on these projects based on your bonding capacity and your expertise.
Okay. Well, talk to me a little bit about your business, because you've talked a little bit about the program, but I want to know a little bit about your business, how you fit into this, and where you've seen opportunities for veterans coming home to work in different lines of business as they return.
Absolutely. So my business is a general contractor that self-performs its own mechanical. I started in the HVAC world and spun it back into a GC because I found out pretty quickly you had to be a prime contractor to be in the government to take advantage of these programs.
Sure.
All right. So I stayed with the mechanical, but morphed into a general contractor over the last 20 years.
Got it.
Some of the work that we're doing right now is West Roxbury VA Healthcare. We're doing a bunch of electrical upgrades there. We're doing a huge community living center where the veterans are there 24/7. We're renovating the two wings of the hospital.
Wow.
We're in Leeds, Massachusetts, up in Northampton, doing a big chill water upgrade. So there's a ton of opportunity for the veterans that are coming back that are either service-connected, and there is a program also for veteran-owned businesses as well. It's not a full set-aside like the service-disabled.
Got it.
But it's a great opportunity. So we're here to try to get these young kids coming back from either combat or service and sitting in with companies like myself through a lot of, business development arenas and work stations and stuff like that to get them to come in to learn the program. It's there for the taking. If you're a solid young man coming out of the military and have the basics of structure and, fortitude, you can do well.
Talk to me a little bit about the trades in general. We've been hearing really since probably 2013, coming out of the great financial crisis, that there was a huge disruption to that space. A lot of workers left the construction industry in general, left the trades, and there seems to be a massive shortage in that space now. What are the opportunities that you see out there for somebody? Obviously, in your case, looking at veterans coming home, but for the general public out there, as maybe an alternative to the traditional 4-year college and coming out with a degree and going into a different line of work. What are the opportunities that you see out there? What can somebody expect from an income perspective if they're just entering, and the path to get into the trades today?
All right, so the pathway would be the first way to start out. They start out at a 5-year apprentice program, whether you're a carpenter, plumber, pipe fitter, electrician.
Yep.
You do a 5-year stint apprenticeship program. Every 6 months, you're evaluated by the company.
Got it.
If you meet the qualifications of the schooling that you required and the hours of work, you get a raise. At the end of the 5 years, you're making right now for a pipe fitter $98.75 an hour, I believe.
Wow.
A electrician's up there, sheet metal technician, plumber. They're all way above the norm as far as the normal tradesmen out there not working in the state or federal level.
And a lot of these jobs too, I mean, from what I have seen, I don't know what the rules are today, but I've seen things like pretty robust pensions for some of these work groups.
Absolutely.
And really significant benefits. It's, not to say it can't be backbreaking work. I'm sure it is at times, but the benefits that are out there for folks too are kind of lifetime when you look at them, in addition to what seem like pretty competitive wages too.
Absolutely. It's 100%. We have a 401k for the office, and we have a pension plan for the guys that are out in the prevailing wage world.
Wow.
So it's a great opportunity.
What do you see, what's kind of your vision, not just for your business over the next few years, but for this program in general, and for folks returning home from the military and how they can be involved in the trades and your line of work specifically?
There is a major opportunity, and that's why we're here today, to try to get the word out for any veteran or disabled veteran that's out there listening. The door is open. It's wide open. The opportunity is endless. You can do anything from like where I started as a pipe fitter to owning a company.
Yeah.
And I did it I was very fortunate to have people train me that are out there today willing to do the same thing. So the opportunity for that,
Please.
is a mile long. You just need to take advantage of it.
Mark, I don't expect you to have websites memorized, but in terms of resources that are out there, places that you could direct people to, if you're coming back trying to figure out your career for the first time, you've been enlisted for a decade and trying to figure out, hey, where do I go next? Do you have any resources that you would point people towards to help figure themselves out?
Sure. The VA has a huge presence in the workforce program. They have a lot of connection with people like myself, and we're going to do a lot of career fairs over the next 10 years.
And obviously, we've got the DAV 5K coming up this fall. There's a gala, the golf outing that does a lot in the veteran community. So, I think that's the key takeaway that I hear from people too is, hey, when you get back, those resources are available to you for a reason, and trying to take advantage of them is important.
Absolutely. It's the challenge right now.
Yeah, getting people to actually use the resources that are out there for them.
Absolutely.
Mark, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you today. I'm looking forward to doing it again in the future. Again, Mark Vonner, he's the founder and CEO of the Veterans Development Corporation, joined us today to talk a little bit about his company, how he got there, as well as the service-disabled veteran-owned small business. Plenty of information out there, and we I'm sure can get some information out there via the show as well. So, Mark, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you very much, Mike.